Dark Dreams May Die. D3.
Boom!
Whoa!
43!
I gotta turn myself down.
I gotta turn Mike Picaro down.
Wow.
That was loud.
I sound perfect in my
We've been drinking in the parking lot for the last 3 hours, so we're...
Actually, no, this is a fancy one because we actually brought wine to the table.
We did. What are we drinking tonight? We're drinking a 2012 Ranch 32 Pinot Noir.
Communion wine we stole from the local
Catholic
Church.
Yeah.
Thank you, De La Salle.
I kept getting in line, and then when they went to pour it, like give me the glass, I just poured it into my cup, and I just got back in so that I could get cups for everyone. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Enjoy
Salud.
enjoy the blood of Christ.
Simulate clink.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, this is good.
Speaking of that, I mean, I was a terrible Catholic, but
What?
Okay, you're a Christian. I don't know if
Christian.
Colin is any practice. That's right. Yeah, went to Christian school.
Went to Christian school.
yes.
There's a whole thing, and maybe you guys
I grew up in a Christian home, but I can't say I'm practicing.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm not a practicing Catholic either, but there was always an awkward moment during any mass for me, and I'm just stupid. I just never caught on and never really was interested in catching on. But when they get into the gospel and you bless, I don't even know to this day which it is, but you do
a cross on your forehead. You do it on your lips, and then on your heart.
Okay, so always miss that every time, and I would just because the nuns would be watching and everything, and they're very picky and particular about what people are doing in mass.
Sure.
They don't want you
Wait,
fucking
that's
around.
There's something else.
So you do this when he's blessing it.
When he starts reading from the gospel, Matthew, Mark.
I thought
Luke,
that
and
was
John.
actually when he was blessing the hosts. I thought that was when he did that. Maybe I'm wrong.
I thought it was the gospel. I think it's when he starts reading from the gospel.
Here's the scary part, though, is I can say that now. I don't know what part, but whenever I go to church, which is once a year, I know everything.
It just all comes back.
Oh yeah.
So, but I would just be like, just do a
jiggly hand all the way down.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, I
cover all your bases.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kinda like,
I just do a big one across the whole thing 3 times.
It's kind of like some of those.
That's different than the spectacle.
The sign of the cross.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You
it
actually
is.
do a small sign of a small cross on each. And it's kind of like those baseball players after they get a big hit, and they're just and kissing the hair and up in the air, and yay! Praise everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some weird mannerisms. I never caught on to them.
Spanish Catholics. I mean, they have they a lot of kissing,
oh yeah,
and I don't know any of that stuff. I mean, not kissing each other, but kissing their jewelry and.
What about the obligatory, one finger up to
kiss
God,
and then up there?
Now, what do you think about? It's always seemed, for some reason, it seems acceptable to me coming from an African American. I don't know why, but when a white dude does it, I kind of no, it's out of place. Out of place for me. I don't know why.
What, the kiss and then point to the air?
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe because there's more African Americans getting big plays.
I feel like
so when you see a white guy do it, you're like, hey,
it's
what
more
the
common.
fuck?
It's more commonplace.
No, I mean most of the home runs come from the black athletes. What is this?
Could be.
Maybe.
Could be.
Or with baseball, I guess it would be more what.
When baseball?
Cubans or
it's all
Dominican Republic,
Dominicans.
So
Venezuela, they're all big.
Yeah, they are insane. That's sports. So okay.
Well, 43. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know.
No, that's all right. What is this? Today's the 20 what?
Today is the 28th of October.
28th.
28th. Excuse me.
Yeah, and we're recording a little later.
20 what?
We are, but you know what?
8.
We're worth the wait.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they're going to get it at the same time.
We're totally worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe if they're lucky.
Well.
Ironically, though, it's going to be much brighter than usual.
Yeah, those of us, I did lock down the issue with the recording, so my apologies for last week not posting that, because I only had about the last 20 minutes of our recording.
I think we talked. I think it came on air though, what happened as it was happening.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
It did. And then at the end, it was recording. But,
I had a coworker mention it. He's like, "Hey, that was pretty funny." He's just taking shots of us.
Yeah.
But,
We were in a photo shoot.
It's like a stick figure fucking
Claymation.
Yeah, claymation.
put it all
That's
together
right.
for stop motion animation. Yeah,
That's perfect. Well, it is a little brighter because I installed a ceiling fan.
yeah, you did.
Because here's the best part though is it's hot. So I was like, I'm gonna put a ceiling fan in here. So the first thing everyone says is, God damn, it's bright in here. And I'm like, all right, guys.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it felt kind of nice. I mean, it definitely feels
Oh
nice
no,
and
it feels
cool.
nicer.
nicer in here.
Well,
yeah.
nicer, but it's-
coming from the industry that we're in now, I would say that you're probably pushing a strong 600 foot candles. Right here.
All right. Well, that's fair. That's fair. I should have you model out this room and see what.
I'll
what
run
I'm
some
pushing. Yeah,
photometrics and
please.
get back to you.
All right, perfect. Gosh, that's nerdy. But you know what? I brought the wine out, and the first thing that Mike said was, "I'd love to go wine tasting again."
Mm-hmm.
And one of my favorite,
That was Mike Picaro that said
yes, and one of my favorite wine tasting moments was we had a vendor when I was working at Place of Business restaurant, and it was Sam Adams that brought us out, and we got
that. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart. Hairdo is a little out of date, but she actually was the vendor. Had like
Samantha had it.
cheese,
Yeah.
cheese and crackers and all this stuff and picnic stuff, and we had like basically a wine tasting bus, and we just went from wine tasting to wine tasting.
Cool.
And that was hammer time,
Oh,
man,
sure.
because you don't know. I mean, you're just taking little tiny sips. You're like taking tiny sips, and you're like, oh man, this is great. And then you get on the bus, and you're like, where's my pants? And then you get to the next place, and then you're drinking, and you're like, why are you pregnant?
People are super friendly too.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
everybody just wants to like talk to everybody, and
Oh,
you're
yeah.
just like, okay, let's,
Well, sure.
let's
You're all-
let's hang out.
yeah.
I don't know you, no problem.
You're all on that journey together. You might as well get comfortable.
One of my favorite parts, though, was there's this real conservative guy. We were all GMs at the time. This real conservative guy plugs in his phone to the speaker system,
Yeah.
and just starts blasting like metal and all this stuff. And I'm like, we're looking back at him. He's like, "What? I like this." So we're like, "Get that phone out of here, dude!
Jesus.
You're gonna start moshing in here." But that was one of those awesome
Start
moments.
rolling the casks around, like
Yeah.
knocking people down.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wine
so
wash.
very cool. Well, how was everyone's week? Anything special happen?
Well, I do have.
I immediately looked to Mike for some
Yeah,
reason.
me
I don't
too.
know why.
I don't know
have-
either. He moved violently.
It's just it's now it's a Pavlovian response of every time you ask for that. I'm going to speak first.
It's good to stick with what people know.
Yeah, it's a formula that works.
Yeah.
People out there they expect to get updates in a certain order, and I don't want to deviate from that.
Of course.
Ruin their mornings
Makes
or
sense.
afternoons.
Yeah.
Commutes. I know some people listen to this on their way to work. But a little update from the car situation that I was
Oh,
talking about
okay.
last week.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes. So it was
Chitty
bad.
chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang. we
And
love
after
you.
we left, we literally we end the podcast and we go down to the carport.
Oh, this is last week you're talking about, yeah.
And Mike gets down and short of putting on a mechanic's smock, gets under my car, gets his hands in the oil, sniffing it. I thought he was going to taste it like a crime scene investigator.
It was a car
And
whisperer.
he's like,
Right in that oil.
he starts diagnosing. He's like, I don't know. I'm 100%. I don't know if I'm 100%, but I'm pretty sure it's running a little rich. And this is definitely oil. You might want to get this checked out. I was impressed. I was like, geez, I gotta.
My dad was a mechanic for 30 years.
No, it was awesome.
I
It was awesome.
don't know much, but
You know what? You dropped some knowledge on me last week. So I put a bunch of oil in it, and I had said the engine turn, the service engine soon light goes on and off. Well, I put some oil in it. It turned off a couple days later, so I'm in the clear there.
A couple days later, that's my
in the
favorite part.
clear.
Yeah, I'm in the clear. Hey, if
It's
it's off,
finally stopped smoking,
if
so
it's
I think
off,
we're good.
It's I'm all good. It's
Just
off.
cauterized itself.
So anyway, flash forward. I keep putting oil in. I keep checking it. It's doing okay.
the
And,
rate at which you have to add oil
Yeah,
is
that's
not a
quite-
good
Well,
thing.
no, I've added a quart since
okay.
then. So
Okay.
Yeah,
Not
that's
that
too bad.
In a
so go flash forward to today. Well, it's because it was so low.
and it's leaking too. Sadly,
Yes.
is leaking oil pretty consistently,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is a shame.
It's more crying,
Right.
I like to say.
It's weeping.
I'd say I'm driving it too hard. So anyway, so I'm in a meeting today at work, and one of my coworkers
And it texts you?
He starts talking. He starts talking about he was having some car trouble and he had an oil leak, and he bought this product that you pour into your engine block where the oil goes. And
called sugar.
and you run the engine.
Okay.
And within an hour, it completely just runs through and seals
Stop leak?
all the different. Yeah,
Is it called Stop Leak?
Blue Devil. It's the brand is Blue Devil.
Wow.
Stop oil leak is what it's called.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And O'Reilly, I bought some on the way over here tonight. I stopped at O'Reilly Auto Parts. One little bottle, I think it's 12 fluid ounces, is $20.
Wow.
But I read some Amazon reviews. Everybody swears by it. It's, everyone's like, this is the stuff to get if you have any sort of leak. And so I'm kind of excited.
Yeah.
I keep an extra couple quarts in the trunk, for emergency purposes now. So I can get from A to B.
Catastrophic loss in oil pressure. Just
Everything starts shuddering again. So when this is done, when we finally leave, I'm going to go down, check the levels. Might put the extra quart in, just to be sure, and then I'm going to put in that oil leak stop stuff, and so run it home, and then I'm hoping for some good things there. But
That's cool.
I just thought it was I thought it was cool. I had zero idea that they even made a product like that, and I thought, well, okay, you know what? There's got to be a catch. There's got to be something, and all doubts. Now, obviously, I haven't tried it yet, so I think results may vary. But I figured it was a good product when I went into O'Reilly. And the guy comes out, hey, sir, how you doing? Is there anything I can help you find? I told him what I was looking for. And he goes, oh, yeah, we have two sizes. We have a small bottle, which is $34, and we have a large bottle, which is $80. And I said, really? Okay, well, I'm finding it odd that he's quoting me prices, and he's not taking me to somewhere on the shelf where I can find it myself
Right.
and make my own decisions because I'm a grown man. And so I told him, I said, okay, well, I'll take the small one. And so he goes in the back, and I start poking around anyway, and I go over and I find all of the oil and fuel additives and whatnot sections. So there's, a bunch of brands, from Lucas, Lucas Oil, all this stuff over there. And I find the bottle that I saw on the Amazon picture. And there was one up there, and it was marked $19.99. I thought, oh, shit, it's my lucky day. I just found the last bottle. I go up to grab it, and it's totally empty. And there's a sticker on it that says, for show only. Ask store clerk for details. I thought, shit, man, if they're not putting this stuff, at the $19.99 price point on the shelves, and you have to go ask for it, that shit. I mean,
getting jacked.
That took me back to, the days of Toys R Us, where you couldn't take the physical game off the shelf. You had to take the ticket back to the guy.
Yeah.
We've talked about this in an earlier podcast. A long time ago, but
in the game dungeon.
That's what it reminded me of. And
That's
so
funny.
I thought, you know what, this has got to be some good shit. Then
Well, that's why they lock up condoms and stuff like that at the. People are so embarrassed to buy those, they steal them. That's what I found when I was working at Vaughn's.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, so
Dude, I would. Every time I've ever had to buy condoms, I've always just thrown them right there because I'm proud. It's like, dude,
I take off the sticker. I take off the sticker so
home.
they have to do a price check.
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna have some sex.
Yeah.
Maybe not this week.
I need a price check
Maybe
on
not next week.
ultra black magnums. I'm like,
But
over here, that's
eventually-
me. Can you help me with some pricing?
I think the funniest. I think that reminds me. The funniest time
Elephantitis dick magnums. I'm like, that's me.
I ever bought condoms. I was obviously in a relationship, and I had gone to the grocery store to pick up a few other items, and I get these text messages. This was when I was dating a couple years ago, the chef.
Okay, yeah.
Emily was her name. And so I get this text while I'm in the store, and she says, hey,
The
honey,
chef, Boyardee.
could you pick up a couple other things? And she gives me this list. Well, one of them was extra virgin olive oil. So I've got a few, like produce, assorted vegetables, and then I've got a box of condoms and extra virgin olive oil.
Extra large zucchini.
I put it all on the conveyor belt, and the clerk's just like, not even look. He doesn't even make eye
Oh,
contact.
no,
right?
absolutely not.
But anyway, I'm totally looking forward to trying out this oil stop leak stuff. I mean, even if it.
I've used other products, but for other parts of an engine, like they got radiator stop leak and they got
Yes.
power steering
Yes.
stop leak.
Yes.
And they've worked.
See, I saw other, like, I guess I would call them competitor products there as well, but they were like $4.99 or something, and there was a whole row of them. It was full. I mean, this particular Blue Devil product was just for model only. Ask clerk.
Yeah. Wow.
And so,
So what was the deal with the 35 or the $80? Why was he quoting you that price compared to $20?
Because he's not going to tell me they have a 1999 version. He wants to sell me the 34 or the 80.
Okay, and what size? How many fluid ounces was the $80?
Well, I looked at the label for the one that I bought, and 12 fluid ounce. It says it's
a year
good
supply.
For, yeah, it says it's good because you pour the whole thing in there. It says it's good for any engine that would run at 4 to 6 quarts max of oil.
Oh, I see.
So I figure, okay, well,
It's not like stop leak for
12,
a bit.
yeah, 12 fluid ounces takes that. So I'm assuming the next one up is going to be 48 or something like that. I mean, the other one's got to be like just a big jug.
Yeah.
The $80 version. Okay, well, we'll bring it around the flatbed.
Yeah.
Get your card. Bring it around
Free
back.
delivery.
Lost all hope in your fucking shitty vehicle.
That'll be 2 weeks, sir.
Dump this gallon of fucking Blue Devil in there.
$600 for shipping.
For your 18-wheeler.
Yeah, exactly, for a semi.
But, yeah. Other than that, I just spent all weekend helping the girlfriend out with decorating the house. Just getting ready for a Halloween party coming up this Friday, so I'm going to be
Cool.
making some food, doing that.
Cool.
Yeah, and then just enjoying my first Nephilim Rifts. I played 2 of those.
Wow.
And,
Wow.
yeah, I've transmogrified the shit out of some of my armor, so
Diablo
I
3.
look insane now.
Yeah.
I probably spent about 10 minutes on the character view page just rotating her around.
Fucking
So
designers.
that I could see all the
Fucking
like the armor.
designers.
I'm like, do I like this helmet that way or do I want this other way?
I was watching you eat today, and I know that sounds creepy, but we went to lunch together. And he's smearing his barbecue with like a breadstick, and it's like in this like weird motion, like he's painting a house, and then he's like it's dripping, so he's doing this little spin with it, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, just eat your shit.
That's how I do it.
It was insane. And then he was putting it on his tri-tim, and it was like in perfect like back and forth, like he's gonna present it to some client.
Everything's an art form for me.
Until it's coming out, buddy.
Well, even then,
Yeah.
Love what you do. I mean,
No, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
amazing. What about you, Mike?
Special guy.
This week?
Yeah.
Great week. I played a lot of Exploits-Destiny. You heard of this game? Mm-hmm. It's
Exploits Destiny. It's Destiny with exploits.
it's Destiny. It's basically Destiny. Everything is a fucking exploit.
What?
Like any encounter is a fucking exploit.
just
You
keep-
want to play that? Oh, here's how to fucking exploit it. I've
you
never
hook-
played this game.
Hooking it up to the Game Genie or something?
It's
or-
just like everything is a cheeseball fucking move because the game can really cheeseball you. So it's like, oh, I gotta hide under this rock and nobody can fucking touch me.
Yeah, so
It's-
one of the things that's tough about it is like if you die on certain ones, it's like you go to orbit, like you're just done.
You
like it
leave
starts
the level.
over.
Okay.
It's like you gotta start over completely.
So people don't want to do that, so they'll find these little exploits like hide behind this rock, and like this person will sit there and like resurrect people as they get killed, like back and forth, and it's like, yeah, I'd rather do that than like start over.
Yeah.
So
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's for good reason, but I've never played a game that there was this many that I've used.
Yeah.
I didn't seek them. I didn't find them. I didn't hear about them.
there was some with World of Warcraft that I ran into, especially at the beginning. There was a lot of exploits, and it kind of reminds me of that, to be honest. But yeah, this one's pretty ridiculous. And
It's
what's
like,
kind of
okay,
cool is
knock the final boss off the stage, and then you want to.
they fixed that today.
That's what I read.
So
There's been, 3 major patches, like 3 major hot fixes, whatever, and every one of them had multiple exploits that they're fucking trying to weed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can never keep up with that stuff.
No.
As soon as you release a new patch, people just start digging in and like, what can we find?
well, they find out how they patched it, and they just do workarounds, you know? So, I don't know. I personally think it's kind of fun, because it's like, all of a sudden, someone's like, no, I found a way to do something new, and you're like, this is awesome, because it actually changes kind of the culture of the game, because you go in there and thinking, oh, I'm going to have to do it like normal, and then it's all of a sudden, no, everyone walk over to this rock, and then everyone has to duck down, and you're like, this is awesome. Like,
I mean, it's nothing game breaking,
No.
but it's some of those modes are meant to be challenging for a reason.
Sure.
And
a lot of people suck, though.
and you take some of that that challenge out.
Yeah, it is a bummer.
I mean, who wants to spend 30, 45 minutes doing something and then, you get to the hardest part of something and you die and then you have to completely start over? Nobody really wants
Yeah,
to
of
do that,
course.
and I get that, but, that's why when you succeed, it's great.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But that's fine.
I hear you.
I'm still using the exploit.
Hell yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not going to not use it because
I
I want to
thinking
get
about
ahead.
when we first started doing that, or not the exploits, but playing those nightfalls and stuff like that. We actually beat them,
Yeah.
and that's what's kind of cool to me because now I'm just like, I don't care. Let's just get the
Yeah.
rewards and go.
And even like the raid, you know, the final boss. First time I beat the final boss, we did it in exploit. We knocked him off, which
I've
it was
actually
still
never done
challenging.
that.
It was
So
still
funny.
challenging in and
Yeah.
of itself. I mean, it wasn't a joke, you know.
Yeah.
But then the next time we did it, I mean, it was like, okay, it was kind of not really super difficult either way. Once you get your,
Oh, yeah.
you do something properly and you're gonna succeed, you know. But
feels good.
It's just kind
Yeah.
of funny that in every major occurrence, there's some way to fucking like cheeseball it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, so it looks like they cut out some major ones, so we'll see how
Well,
this
yeah,
week goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's been fun though.
New loot cave pops in.
Yeah, I found a couple.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
It's so-
what is that?
It's
that's
stupid.
causing
I don't
that?
know why people like it, but basically you'll be
Engrams.
yeah, no, but I did it for an hour and I got like a couple blues. And I was like, this is boring. I did it for 1 hour and I'm like, I don't want to do this
And
anymore.
just a couple blues?
Yeah. Yeah. A couple blues, a lot of greens.
Sure.
A lot of ammo, but yeah, it was boring to me. So basically what it is these guys spawn out of caves.
Okay.
And if you're a certain distance away from them, it makes them think, okay, I'm going to spawn again. And certain ones have a spawn amount, that...
Like a spawn timer that's very low.
Yes, exactly. So the one I found recently, it's like 4 guys pop out, you wait like 2 seconds, 4 guys pop out, you wait 2 seconds, 4 guys. So I'm just shooting straight down at them. And then some time goes by, there's like 1,000 dead bodies, you jump down, you just grab all the loot.
Huh. All right.
And it's fun, it's cool, but like I said, it's just the people that sit there and try to get like legendary engrams is nuts.
Bring it out.
Oh jeez. Do you want me to go get another bottle? I don't...
I'm good. I just figured I'd give.
Yeah,
That'll be successful on the vidcast.
I'd give our vidcast viewers.
Sure. Yeah.
Some fun.
So premium right there.
I know. Subscribe.
Kind of pointless. Yeah.
There's that. Definitely eyeballing, which I did not pull the trigger on a couple new games. There's Sunset Overdrive, which seems really fun, but it looks kind of silly.
Also sounds
honestly.
like a killer band name too.
Man, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Or
that's
super
visually, like graphically, it doesn't look like that exciting.
Yeah.
What type of game is it, Michael?
Cartoony.
You know, what it really reminds me of, which people that have played it, people that have more knowledge than I, say that it doesn't necessarily resemble, but do you remember Jet Set Radio?
Of course.
Okay.
I
It
still
kinda
have. I have it.
It kind of looks like that, yeah.
And even the gameplay
It's
seems
kinda like
similar.
those cell shaded graphics with a
It's
high.
not
No.
necessarily the aesthetic to it, but more the gameplay.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of like rail grinding and like grinding up and down, like to get up and traverse.
Is it Insomniac?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, they also have a lot of the like multiple different weird guns, and you're just kind of flying all like.
I guess that's
traversing
kind
everywhere.
of Ratchet and Clank was kind of like
Ratchet
that
and
too,
Clank,
which I've
yeah.
never played, but
the chicken gun and
Oh,
the,
dude, some of them are. I mean, actually, the ones I played, they're all really good.
Yeah.
I remember I loved those commercials.
another
when that game was out,
regarded.
Yeah, they're really
Yeah.
well done. So I think that it might be cool.
Yeah, I know. I just I
It's
still
really
keep
campy.
eyeballing Mordor.
Oh,
and
me
it's like,
too.
Fuck, I really want that.
And I think I've had a Nintendo Wii U in the shopping cart like 5 times, and I'm like, no.
You just haven't pulled the trigger yet.
No, I
Yeah.
just don't want to. I mean, if I was,
That's
if-
hard.
Yeah, it's just I'm having such a blast at work playing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mario Kart, and actually Mike
You might
joined us
spoil
today.
some of that if you actually
Sure, but the guys I'm playing against they have like months, if not years, of
Yeah,
practice.
they're
So
like-
it's like, man, I just want to go home and practice.
the more-
I want to play Bayonetta.
I think he took first
Bayonetta, yeah.
all 4 times.
all the guys I play with are solid. So they make me really good, but I'm just like, I just want to stomp on them. So I can't wait. He's talking about getting Smash Brothers, and I'm like, oh,
Oh snap!
sleep tight, everyone.
Oh Smash
Oh,
Brothers!
Smash
Oh,
Brothers.
snap,
Exactly.
snap.
We'll see what happens.
Other than that, today I actually had the pleasure of, I guess officially, I met your father one other time.
Really?
But we went over there to see. You showed me the.
That was the unofficial meeting.
Well, I was just in passing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You were showing me the arsenal.
You just give him a head.
And
okay.
a long time ago, maybe a year or two ago. But anyways, you know, had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Doug Zemer, a sweetheart of a man.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what you said the first time.
What's that? Yeah.
Who's the dick?
My
That's
sarcastic
my dad.
my sarcastic response.
Hey, who's that dude?
That guy's a real dick. Not. Yeah, no, but I mean, I want to just kind of tell what a story that I find kind of interesting. I don't know if you mind me doing so. But it's
Sure.
Does your dad listen to the podcast?
well,
No, I have no idea what he's
it's
going to
kind
tell.
of it's I mean, it's not personal to me. It's not really personal to you either. And I don't think you care. But
Did you help him move?
well, we're going to. I went to look at the place to see what there is to
You
move.
found like a
but
box of
it's
like butt plugs or something?
Yeah, there's no, God, no. I would definitely not bring that up.
Don't bring that up.
Definitely not bring that
Okay,
up. No,
good.
but it's like know,
pretty sure I put those away.
Colin's Colin's dad's accumulated, a level of furniture, and his home is furnished and everything, and now he's in the process of getting married and moving, and he's selling the house and everything, and it's a fire sale. He's just getting rid of everything.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
So, I mean, like, Colin's taking a few things. They're taking, a big, gun safe that they got, and that's it. It's like I walked into, his dad's bedroom, and, people move everything usually.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, so we walk in the room. It's a fully furnished room: bed, dresser, nightstands, lamps, mirrors. They're just a fully furnished room. And he's like, okay, nothing in here is going. I'm like, okay, sure. He's like, yeah. He's like, no, nothing in here is going. And I'm like, okay, what about some clothes out of closet? He's like, yeah, and there's like a wardrobe box or two of clothes. And it's just like 90% of the stuff in the house is not going. Now, this is what they're currently living with. This is like, you walk in your house. This is your stuff.
Yeah.
This is what you live with. This is what you've, purchased and everything. It's just like gone. Donation. Just get rid of it. And I think that's actually, admirable because, a lot of people, they just hang on to shit and hang on to shit.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
accumulate and
Well,
accumulate.
I mean, obviously we're moving into a house that's already furnished.
Right,
but
right.
She's lived in that house longer than we've had our house. So, I mean, plus my dad's like pretty minimalist as it is.
Yeah.
So,
Not a ton there.
But her house, there's decorations and stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Don't want to add to it.
there is probably not going to be much space.
She's got plenty of
for
butt
No,
plugs.
anything.
yeah, no, I
Don't
get
you
it.
have to bring those?
So with I'm sorry, I'm just going to interrupt here real quick. With regards to donations, is that something that your company handles too, Mikey? Like he tells you, like, you just move this off site and move it to a donation.
We
center.
can totally do that, but there's so many donation companies that will do that
Just
free of
drive
charge.
out, yeah.
Oh, the Salvation Army just comes
Salvation
out
Army,
picks it up.
Goodwill, you can
one-
drop off there, and then there's other places that Salvation Army tends to be really picky. They'll do pickups and everything and give you, okay, this is your tax credit or whatever.
Yeah.
But they tend to be like, no, I can't take that. I can't take that. Okay, they'll just cherry pick like really decent stuff.
Right.
That
those
they can sell,
did
which makes total sense.
Did those rats die before or after they moved into the mattress?
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know. Just take it.
Yeah, I don't think they'll
Donate it.
take any mattresses. I don't think they'll take any mattresses. But then there's other places that I've being in this business, I've come to find that are not selective at all, and they just take anything. And that's
Dead
those are the
hookers in
guys.
there, and they're like, we'll take it.
That's what you want to go with, because it's like at that point you just want to get rid of shit. And
Right.
why would you want
Right.
to pay to move it when you want somebody to just come and take it? It's just
Yeah.
like. You almost want to just like, okay, garage sale Saturday, and then just open your front door and be like, okay, whatever you want, just take.
First come, first serve.
So
yeah.
but-
$1 an item.
yeah, exactly. Just yeah.
That's funny.
But there's probably something else I wanted to say. I feel like there was, and I can't remember. No, never mind.
Well, you can cut us
Oh
off.
well, but
All
right.
There you go. Good
Okay.
job.
I'm gonna jump back in.
Of course.
And that's
Oh,
episode
nobody
43.
watches Boardwalk though. Boardwalk has a series finale, so no more Boardwalk Empire.
Did
And
that
it
happen
had-
already yet?
It happened on Sunday.
How'd it go?
It was not the greatest episode. It probably ended similar to how I would have expected. But I guess they kind of wrapped things up as best they could. I mean, that's kind of, I think, a hard thing, to kind of do.
Yeah.
It kind of it was almost somewhat abrupt too, but I don't know, just kind of interesting.
Was that show kind of fading? I feel like, I mean, it hasn't been around that many seasons, right?
I think that's the 5th season.
Okay, I guess
I don't know. I was actually
good
kind of
run.
surprised because I thought it was really strong. I
Yeah.
thought it was really strong. It got into a lot of
wasn't floundering like Dexter was that late
oh
into its
man,
run.
God, that got bad.
Yeah.
That got really bad. But no, I thought it was really good. For a period kind of piece like that. If anybody hasn't checked that out, I think you'll really enjoy it.
I should try to watch it more. I do like old
Mobsters
stuff, yeah.
and just like liquor and women and just like it's just like
Corruption.
what's that called? Hedonism.
Yeah.
It just feels like hedonism, like
Sure.
in that that period. For many people, it was the opposite.
Sure,
Right.
but
Yeah.
that was not
They
the
were-
focus group on this one.
The focus of this show is fucking hedonists. It's like
They
for
were the
most
ones
part.
being hedonized.
Sounds like
Yes.
sounds like the Wolf of Wall Street.
Well,
in a different
yeah,
era.
In a different
Yeah.
era, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really exploiting.
just money just pouring in, to lining certain people's pockets, other on the backs of other people, and just
Wow.
the booze and drugs and women.
All of them at any second can be just murdered.
and
Yeah.
exactly just
it's just so risky.
yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why they party so hard, because it could just end
They don't know if it's going to last.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Another 45.
And Scorsese, who's a producer of that, they just there's some gruesome stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's just like you're watching a serious drama, and then all of a sudden it's like, you've seen Goodfellas, like all of a sudden somebody's getting beat with a shoe and like their head's caving in, and you're just like, fuck, wow, this is really brutal. There's just like some serious brutality like
Yeah.
that in that show.
Wasn't it
It's
Scorsese?
fucking gruesome.
Scorsese did Wolf of Wall Street
Yeah.
too, right?
They did.
Yeah. It's gruesome.
It's gross.
Gruesome.
I like that.
Made up a word.
We coin words here
Absolutely.
in the walls of Condo Grayskull
All right, I'm done. I'm
every
out.
once in a while.
Well, that actually reminds me. I watched this movie called Beyond Outrage a couple weeks ago.
Is this on Netflix?
Yes, it's a Japanese yakuza film. It's this guy Takeshi Kitano, who's like really well known over here and especially over there. But he does like weird stuff, but he also he's very strange. I actually read an article they were talking about how people view him totally different in Japan than he's viewed outside. Like outside, he's known for making these like crazy yakuza films that are pretty violent and dark and everything like that. Over there, he's like on variety shows, like wearing banana suits and hitting people on the head with hammers and like all sorts of weird shit. Yeah, he's kind of a weird guy.
Those
but,
Japanese, they've got their own flavor of
what's going
entertainment over there.
but I like his. I mean, I like a lot of his movies that I've seen. They're kind of, from the weirder ones to the yakuza stuff. But this one, the brutal. When you're talking about being, gruesome or
Yeah.
there was one scene where they tie this guy to a chair and just let the pitching machine at batting cages just drill him in the face on like max speed, and just like they show it like hitting him in the face just over and over again, and just brutal, pretty bad.
Man.
Ouch. That's got to start hurting after the first 300 or so.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you even make it that long.
If
Yeah.
it's not going straight through, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys.
I
should-
was after a while. I was just gonna be like, just
Yeah,
gonna be
it's
like,
just nailing human mashed potatoes.
If you can hold your head in the same exact place for each one of those, eventually they'll just start passing right through,
Yeah.
and then you won't feel it anymore. You're good.
Yeah.
You guys might like those. I mean, I know we have.
I like baseball, so
Well, like I know we have fans of foreign films.
Yeah, of
kung
course.
fu
Sure,
films.
sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yakuza's kind of they're kind of their own thing, but they're pretty dark.
the
they're,
mob,
They're well
basically,
done.
right?
Yeah. So yeah, there's Outrage and Beyond Outrage as well as some of his other movies. Sonatine was another older Yakuza movie he did on Netflix. I also watched Edge of Tomorrow. God, I couldn't remember the name.
Oh.
Hey, what'd you think?
I really liked it.
yeah,
that was,
good.
that was
I-
a good one.
It was. I mean, I guess nothing's ever what you expect it to be. I mean, I
Yeah,
kind of
of
knew
course.
sort of what was going on, but it was a little different than I was expecting. Like what was actually going on and how that all played out and everything. But fun movie to watch, and
Yeah.
I like the the story, the kind of the concept of how all that stuff was working.
I really want to
And
see
you
that.
like Tom Cruise?
the mechanics.
Yeah, yeah, and I think because Joe, we saw that,
Yeah,
and
I'm not disappointed.
No, I remember Tom Cruise actually being very funny.
Yeah, he's
He
funny.
played
And
the
I think the
role,
humor.
played the
I think
part
I thought
very
I was
well.
kind of thrown off by the humor too.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting
It added a-
there to be that much of it.
lighthearted.
It would have been
Yeah.
kind of
sense
dark
of-
if it
of
wasn't there.
whimsy.
Though,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
it definitely helped.
And to kind of match up with Tom Cruise and then kind of our connection with Keanu Reeves, John Wick's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Pretty high.
My-
It's pretty high scoring.
Wow.
My dad actually saw it.
Did you like it?
He said he liked it. He said the body count is extremely high.
Oh, weird,
Credit.
weird. Everyone that hates those two actors, stupid.
You know, it's funny. Like you brought that up last week, and then
Uh-huh.
like the very next day or the day after, he was a guest on Chris Hardwick's podcast, Nerdist.
Oh no way.
Keanu was?
Shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
great. It's
Wow.
like a quick hitter too. It's like 28 minutes because it's like a media day supposedly. So he's just like flying from,
Right.
from one
From junket to junket.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But what an eloquent, articulate, humorous person he is.
Yeah.
And this is why actually it stood out to me. Because I had said that I don't remember ever hearing him in an interview. I said that
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
And wow, what a great interview! Totally, he's quick wit with it, and he's funny.
Yeah.
And very articulate. I was,
Have to download it.
I didn't
Wow.
think less of him, but I didn't quite know he was.
Well,
yeah, he's
Yeah,
cool.
he's kind of got.
Sounds really
I mean,
cool.
I think he's sort of got a reputation among people
Sure.
that are less in the know that he's just kind of this empty,
Right?
plays the same character in every movie, like got nothing to him,
Yeah.
sort of guy. But
And Chris Hardwick brought up the sad Keanu meme.
Oh,
Did he? Really?
Yeah, just briefly, and they laughed about it, and he said how great he thought that was. Which I'm glad.
Did he give some backstory as to the context of that video? Like he was like, they just caught me in this weird frame where I wasn't really sad.
I think
was actually
somebody-
just
I was just sad I was out of bread for
Sitting
these
there.
poor birds. You know, it was just like
I think it was just somebody random who saw him, took
Yeah.
the picture of him.
Yeah,
sitting.
yeah.
He was just about sitting in the park.
yeah. No.
I don't know. They brought it up. I don't remember exactly what their comments were about it, but I thought it was funny because I had not seen that, and I was glad that I knew about it. Hearing,
it had come
about
up
it.
first
yeah,
right here at Condo
yeah,
Grayskull.
exactly.
Wow.
Breaking news.
hardly, but yeah.
That was news to Mikey. So.
There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah.
And that's what matters.
I also I played the demo for the new Civ game,
Oh,
Beyond
nice.
Earth.
Nice.
I enjoyed it, but I gotta say, I wish there was more separation from Civ 5.
Oh, it's very similar.
It's very similar to
Does it
Civ
seem like an
5.
add-on almost compared to like
Well-
a new game?
Sort of. It might as well have been called like Civ 5 Beyond Earth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's the base game for the most part is exactly the same.
it's
I mean,
disappointing.
it's kind of it's basically like reskin. There's some new mechanics to it.
Is that a bad thing?
No, I mean, I liked Civ 5, but it had its run. Like, I feel like I have a hard. I even reinstalled it not too long ago and played a few turns, and I was like, all right,
That's 2K games, right?
yes, it is. Good
Good,
job.
good developer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've only played Civ games since the fourth game, and I've always enjoyed them. But yeah, they kind of run their course, and then I kind of
And then you don't play them until the next one comes
I
out.
can't pick it up again. Yeah, because I mean, there's just a lot going on. Like you have to get really deep into a game, and then if you stop and then try to pick it up again after a while, you're
You
like
lose kind of track
you're like,
of where you're
I
at.
don't. There's like 90 cities, and I don't remember who's building what and where's
Right.
researching. And
That's
like-
part of the reason why I played through Diablo 3 again before I touched
yeah,
the
that makes sense.
Reaper of Souls part.
Sure.
Just because
Same with like Rome 2. I actually played a little Rome 2 the other day because there's this new Emperor edition now, which they fixed a lot of stuff and like upgraded some of the mechanics and added stuff in and everything like that. And it's supposed to be a lot better than the messy release it had. But like again, I tried to get back into a game I was already in, and I wasn't even that far in, and I was still like,
What the fuck is going
I'd
on
rather
here?
almost restart than try to pick up again from where I left off.
Totally.
Of course,
So-
of course.
Other than that, what else did I got in
What's
here?
on the Telestrator?
I've been watching. I've actually really been enjoying Gotham. Like I
okay.
stopped watching
Cool.
for a couple weeks, and then I caught up again, and now I'm all caught up and everything. I think it's pretty good, and I like how well it's done for a Fox show, like how the production values and everything. Like they really make it look and feel like Gotham. And
That's cool.
Again, it's not Batman, right?
no, because Batman's like 12.
Yeah, he's super young.
Okay.
This is like
Is
I
Bruce Wayne
see.
even in the show?
It's an origin
Oh, he
story,
is.
basically,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The beginning of Penguin, beginning of
Yeah,
all
they have
those.
like Penguin, Catwoman, Riddler,
I think
and then
is Bruce's father in it?
no, like the first episode is the episode
he's
they die
dead.
in.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
no.
It
Oh,
starts
so they'd
just like
already
any
died.
other Batman.
Can't remember what his name was. What is it? Teddy Wayne?
Cordelius, I think.
Was it?
I remember his mom's name was.
I think it was
Martha.
John.
Might have been John. John.
Yeah, it might have been
It was John Wayne.
John Wayne. Yeah, okay.
John Wayne.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. You guys might want to give that a try.
Gotham.
Yeah.
Okay. You said Fox, and I was going to ask you if it was a home box office production.
But
It is
oh,
not.
HBO.
It
You
did.
know,
A hobo?
on the same level, I was listening to Kevin Smith has a podcast, and God,
Everybody has a podcast
I
these
know.
days.
Yeah.
You
supposedly
just
his
go down to the corner store and pick one up with some milk.
Yeah,
Jeez.
but he
Pretty
is
much, iTunes.
very. I like him. He's a little hard to listen to because he's just very. God, I can't think of the word, but not self-serving, but self-serving, and also just like. It's a lot of Kevin Smith.
Jay and Silent Bob, right? Kevin
Yes.
Smith and Jay and Silent
Yes,
Bob? Okay.
yes. So, but he was talking about like how much DC, specifically DC stuff, is on TV right now. There's like the Flash and Arrow, and
Which I heard is amazing. Arrow is supposed to be really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, and I heard I was actually talking to a coworker of mine tonight, and he was reading on his
it Joe?
phone. It was John. His name was John. Joe leaves way before I do. He's there for 15 minutes after we get back from lunch, and then I never see him again.
Because I get there at 3 in the morning.
But apparently they're making an Aquaman
oh wow,
movie, and
And an Ant-Man, I heard.
yeah, I heard about Ant-Man.
Ant-Man is
think that's
Ant-Man
Marvel. I think it's
Aquaman's
Marvel, but-
DC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and then what was the big team?
Justice League.
Justice League.
Yeah,
Thank
they're
you.
making a
Yeah.
Justice League movie.
Yeah. So
I heard there
And
was
more
a
Batman on the horizon.
there's a big
of course.
release today of all the
Yeah,
dope
of,
stuff
like,
coming out. Like
8 new movies that are
Iron Man
in
versus
the
Captain
plan.
America, I heard is coming out. And
What the hell?
yeah,
Wait, what?
Yeah, I guess there
Oh,
was.
really?
Wait,
I
that was a
see
Marvel
that.
release
I
calendar?
guess
or-
so. Yeah, and then what was it? Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Cool.
A few others.
Another
Thor, of course, which I
another
like
Captain
those.
America.
I haven't seen the
Of course.
second one.
Oh, you want to borrow it?
There was a
Yeah,
I have it on Blu-ray.
totally do.
Yeah.
Fuck.
there was something called Captain Marvel.
The second one. Yeah. Yes.
Is that
Oh,
another character? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Marvel character.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of stuff coming out.
Yeah, they dropped
Fuck.
like 8 new movies.
It was
guess-
all today too. They're
I'm
just
sure-
like boom.
I'm sure Sony's going to be dropping a new Spider-Man anytime soon as well.
They're
Sometime
gonna
soon.
reboot Spider-Man once again.
Well,
It's
God,
gonna be
I'm so tired of
Spider-Man
that.
1,
They have
3.
Well, they're
They
already rebooting Hulk
Do you know why they keep making Spider-Man movies?
because they suck.
It was because it's in Sony's contract that if they continue to make Spider-Man movies, they retain rights to the film. If they don't want to make any more, the rights come back to Marvel, which means it comes back to Disney.
Oh,
Right.
shit.
So
Well-
Sony's just going to keep making them until they stop making money.
I mean, I guess that's fine. I heard the last one isn't bad. I hadn't seen it.
I haven't
but-
seen them since the second Tobey
but,
Maguire
you
one.
know, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of stopped watching the Spider-Man movies.
I mean, I enjoyed the ones directed with Tobey Maguire, but I mean, I also thought they weren't that great. They didn't have great content. I thought it was well directed, but
That's I feel like that was one of the last times I've seen like that big summer blockbuster kind of feeling.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that was many years ago now, but it was like, oh yeah, Spider-Man, hell yeah.
Speaking of superhero movies,
Oh, God.
did you guys what? Is this going to be a valid
More
question?
superhero movies.
This is gonna be a valid. I
Just
guarantee
just
it.
one thing then we can close it out after this if you guys are tiring of the subject. Did anybody see that last Superman film?
yeah.
Was it
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel?
Yeah.
Thank you. Was
No.
it good?
I mean, it was entertaining.
Like it? Yeah.
I mean, it was they seem to keep going into the emotions of Superman, which gets kind of tiring. Because
Right.
it's just like, okay, I get it. He's an emotional guy.
I just want to
This
see
is
him.
awesome.
Powerful
I just
and
want to
so
see him
alone.
fight and kick some ass.
And he does at the end. It's very violent and very it's very loud, and
Yeah.
it's the last sequence is pretty cool.
Because see, I would like to see that. I felt that in Superman Returns, okay, he comes back.
Yeah, that was very
And-
emotional.
yeah, but
It's
he just, like-
he's such a little
Yeah, there's
girl.
that one part where he's on Lex Luthor's made island and they're kicking him around and I'm like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
This is Superman
So-
for crying out loud.
Well, I mean, the only thing you'll probably be disappointed in, spoiler alert to some degree, like he gets pretty beat up in this one too.
Nah.
But it's like how relentless it is.
Yeah.
And why he's kind of getting beat up shows how insanely powerful he is, because he's just like dusts himself off,
Sure.
and then like 20,000 more punches and tanks get thrown at him, and then he gets a few good ones in. So it's
right.
it's pretty violent. Have you seen it, Colin? I mean, it's entertaining.
Okay.
But I have to admit, when I actually went with Lauren and my parents, and the first 15, 20 minutes is just like his home planet just blowing up, basically.
Okay.
I mean, this isn't a spoiler, but
Right, no,
that's
yeah,
obviously what happens.
We all knew that. Yeah, it's like the Titanic sinks.
But it's so
we know this.
It's so loud. It was just like for 20 minutes. I'm looking over at my parents are pushing mid 60s, and I'm just like, all right, they need like ear attenuators. They need to look like they're in like a like a shooting range. I'm just looking over going, man, this is brutal. And it was just nonstop, and that was the only
They're
thing.
like squinting. Their
Yeah,
eyes.
there's just
They're like,
wiping the blood from their ears, and I'm like, oh man.
look like they're in pain.
And I mean that's somewhat to my fault, being I'm obviously always like empathizing or sympathizing with whoever's next to me, and I'm just like, I hope they're all right, because this is bullshit for me, and I'm in my 30s.
Yeah.
Can I please interject just
No.
quickly? This is-
Anyways, like I was saying, yeah, go ahead.
And that was my week. All
Well,
right.
as always, we had to interrupt Colin, but please get back to that. I have to say this though because I thought this was hilarious. On the same note,
Yeah.
my wife and I, many years ago, whatever it was, went to see Borat. Okay.
Oh God.
And
Jesus.
and I was so ready to see it. I loved Ali G and this and that. I was so fucking ready, so
Ali G's
excited.
great, yeah.
And I look next to the couple sitting next to my wife, and they are like
100.
70,
Okay.
80 years old.
Okay.
And gray and just like just look like they came right from the old folks home.
Right from
And
church.
I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck.
They're from
This is gonna
Kazakhstan.
spoil. Yeah,
they're like, finally a movie about our home country.
This is gonna spoil my fucking movie experience because I am so excited. I'm gonna be laughing my ass off. I know it, and this is gonna spoil my fun. Well, I quickly forgot about it. The movie started. I was laughing. I finally looked back over. They were laughing harder than I was. They were having the best fucking time.
Oh, that's
the
so
both
awesome.
of them.
Really?
Oh yeah,
That's
I was,
awesome.
and that made the experience all the more enjoyable.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
it was so
I know
cool.
exactly what
They
you're
were
talking about.
dying.
Nothing like a movie of like Borat to just cross those generational boundaries.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I couldn't believe it. I was
Really
shocked. But it
links
was awesome.
generations.
bring people together.
That's great.
Yeah. Sorry, Colin. Sorry,
no,
Joe.
no, it's all right. I
No,
don't.
no.
I did see one thing, kind of a nerd thing, but I saw that DARPA has developed a integrated circuit that cycles at 1 terahertz.
What?
It's a new Guinness record now.
Oh shit.
1 terahertz.
What are they saying the application? Is it all for
Computing, I'm
for
sure.
armies?
Yeah.
Is it all for
Well,
armed
I mean,
forces
I'm
stuff?
sure for the moment, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure that shit's already been in guided missiles for the last 20 years.
yeah, possibly.
They're
Yeah.
just now like, hey,
When it's
we-
flying in, do they
we've
say,
got
man,
this.
this is going to gigahertz once it hits?
look-
Yeah. Or is it
That's what
terahertz?
that's what they were saying. I mean, like
Terahertz.
if they're releasing information about this stuff, you can only imagine where they're at by
It's
now.
Declassified,
probably-
yeah.
But I mean, they
Yeah.
were talking about like one of the things they specifically mentioned was like wireless communication and the like infinite speed increases that this could bring about now.
God.
As long as it's affordable, which they'll figure out how to do.
terahertz.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot of cycles
Yeah.
a minute. That's
Joe-
a trillion cycles.
Would
a second.
you guys say it almost terahertz to think about it?
Maybe.
No.
Definitely.
Yeah. Low hanging fruit.
It's every once in a while.
All right. Hell yeah,
Would you say that
that's
it's Tara
it.
Hurts to hear that joke?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one.
Now
Michael.
he's Tara Butt Hurts.
No, it's because I guess you originally said it, and then I came around with another one, and then Mike's just like, "Shut the fuck up, guys."
Pretty much. That's Mike's role in this podcast. Hey, you guys are being idiots.
I'm gonna punch you both in the fucking
Wrap
face.
it up. So my week
Yes.
was interesting. I went over to Pierce College and did the corn maze.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And man, that is a dirty place because of all the dirt.
All the
I
dirt.
mean, all the dirt where everyone's walking. I mean, my shoes were a totally different color. Bottom of my jeans were a totally different color. I got arrested because they thought I was a black man.
Wow.
I mean, it was bad, but
That happens to
Were
all
you
of
actually
us.
dressed as a black man?
yes, that was my costume. No,
I
no.
went from the main character of the movie Soul Man back in the 1980s.
Hey.
Yeah.
So it was really fun, and there was 2 haunted houses, and then a corn haunted house. It wasn't a maze because it was just one path.
Now, when you say corn haunted house,
It was a corn hallway.
It was, yeah, well, because they had a corn maze with no monsters, and then they had one that was obviously, if it's a maze, people are just going to be running back and forth
Yeah.
with some guy with a chainless chainsaw, and they're just going to be lost, and it's going to lose its luster. So it's just
Sure,
like,
yeah.
just follow this. It's no one gets lost, everyone gets to go through, and no one's running into each other.
There's one right turn right at the end there.
And what I was noticing was I had to take point. The girls were like, hey, I went with Lauren and her friend. Lauren, actually, so it was 2 Laurens and me. And so I'm walking, and I just noticed all the monsters would look at me, and they're just like, whatever. And then,
Right, yeah.
right when the girls got to them, they were just making all these weird, like, alien clicking sounds. And, yeah, they were creepy. They were making amazing sounds and really fucking those girls up. Yeah. Boo! No, they were much better than that. There's a reason they were hired.
look up here, look up here, look up here.
But it was really...
It's a fucking parrot.
No, it's from that scene from Three Amigos.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
I
that was his
remember
call.
that
But we went through that. It was a lot of fun.
Damn it! Sorry, Mike.
It's there.
The sad part, though, is this is the last year we're doing this.
What?
Yeah, I guess...
Yeah, I heard that.
So I guess the cornfield is on some land that's worth a lot of money. And so they're thinking about using that land to put in apartments for students.
Oh, that's horseshit.
Just what we need right there on fucking DeSoto is more apartment
That's
buildings.
horseshit.
God,
You
pissed
excuse
off
me?
Scout.
Scout?
Yeah, he's an
Sorry, I
activist.
didn't
So
know you
we'll
were
talk
so
about him shortly. But so
condominiums.
So then when we were talking about it, we looked on the websites. I guess there's a chance that basically what they're going to do is make Pierce the state college, and then make
Northridge
Really?
University.
Northridge UC.
Damn.
So that's kind of
Really?
So they're kind of getting ready for that.
So does that mean I get an updated diploma that
No.
says UC Northridge?
No.
It's bullshit.
Did you go to Northridge?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I
did. Pretty crazy. So, but
Like,
it was a
you
lot
went
of
to
fun.
Northridge? Oh.
It
You
was
went
a lot
to
of
Cal
fun.
State Northridge, though.
You went to the old one.
Yeah.
Oh, stupid.
You went to the non-accredited one, didn't you?
Oh, hey, you went to UC Northridge? No.
No, I went to CSU Northridge. That means that the shirt that I have, that we have, Colin, are now will be vintage.
We do share a CSUN shirt, yes.
Another thing that happened was actually with Scout. I took him over to Pampered Pet. Got him a nice wash.
Some grooming.
Clipped the nails. He got all that done. He got his anal gland squeezed.
Nice.
Normal. Mike Pickrell didn't know that's what happened, but yeah, they jackhammered his butthole.
Sure,
So
sure.
all that's loosened up.
Actually, I
Who
think
the
it's,
fuck wants to be in this industry?
I think it's kind of a. They're real gentle about it. I used to have a friend actually.
Oh yeah,
who-
yeah. I mean, they're not.
Yeah.
They're not taking a running start or anything. They just
No.
go.
Yeah.
And then it's done.
Yeah.
But whenever you see a dog start scooting, like on its anus, that's usually because their anal gland needs to.
It's more of a it needs a light massage.
But here's the amazing thing. He comes back and he's wearing it right now. He has a bandana with like jack-o'-lanterns on it, and then we're just like chilling, and Lauren's like, "Smell him. He smells so good." So I pick him up and I smell him, and I'm like, "He smells like pumpkin spice." She's like, "No." So I hand him over. She
Yes.
smells him. She's like, "Oh my god, he does." They cleaned him. with a seasonal shampoo.
Yeah.
And they sprayed him.
I was
with-
blown away. I mean,
cannot
it's worn
avoid
off.
it.
It's worn off, but a little bit. But you can still kind of smell it.
You can't avoid it.
You want to smell it?
Clean
Wait,
with a
wait, did
pumpkin
that
spice
happen
latte.
today?
What are you talking about? No, yesterday.
Yesterday? Okay.
He's still clean.
Poor Scout's getting passed around.
Want to smell? Want to smell my dog?
The
Come here,
Want to
dog.
smell my dog's anal
eau
glands?
de toilette.
Smell his anal glands. They're so squeezed.
Let me smell you.
He's like, look, man.
No,
Come here, man.
listen.
Let me...
Smell the scruff of his neck or his a-hole.
Or both.
Can you smell it a little bit? It was really pungent yesterday. It was hilarious.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, yeah. So that was another thing that happened, and that was exciting.
Nice.
And then the last thing that happened, I actually grabbed a bunch of stuff that's just been sitting around electronics. Like I had studio speakers and all this stuff that was like a monitor. I just was like, I need to get rid of this stuff. So I did a little research, and I'm like, I'm not going to get a lot of money for this. And the money that I do get for it, it's going to take me so much time to sell on like Craigslist. So I'm like, I'm just going to go recycle this. So I take it down to the recycling center, and I'm like, hey, do you guys take this? They're like, yeah, absolutely. So this place is awesome. I showed you pictures of it with that like
Oh, yeah.
huge ghoul. And anyways, I reeled it up, and those studio speakers are pretty heavy. You know, they have an amp on them. They were in the closet.
Those
Yeah.
are the ones you had next to your
Back in
your
the day,
PC
yeah,
back in the
yeah,
day,
and I was like, you know what, I mostly do headphones now, and those actually would cut off, so I was like, I just don't want these anymore. So I have him weigh it out, and he gives me a little receipt, and I'm like, this is great. I'm finally got rid of this stuff. It's
Nice.
cool, you know. It's just
like
been
for
sitting-
a tax deduction or
No, just they give you a little bit of money for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I recycled my broken bike for $8, and so
Dude, you know what, though? Where else
Right.
would you have gotten 8
no,
bucks
I
for
mean
that?
exactly,
Nowhere.
and,
No,
and
yeah,
more
that's
importantly,
cool.
it's recycled. But I'm taking
Sure.
the ticket up, and I'm like, man, that stuff was pretty heavy. I'm kind of excited, and so I give her the ticket, and she's like, okay, can I see your ID? Give the ID, and she goes in the register, and she goes, here you go, and it's $5.35, and I'm sitting there going, this is like $1,000+ and stuff, and I
Yeah.
got $5. Yeah.
Jeez.
It's so insane.
Nice.
Now, obviously, a lot of time has gone by since I first purchased that stuff, but it's pretty amazing. I was like, oh, man.
Sure.
Well,
Yeah.
you're used to that. I mean, you've taken your $60 games to GameStop.
Oh, yeah, I
You've
still
gotten
have
a-
that bag.
Gotten a
You
buck.
still
Oh, yeah.
have that bag.
Yeah.
Oh.
Somewhere.
Man, I wonder what happened to that.
Hey, for $30, do you want it all? I still win.
What is it? What's in there?
No, actually, it was, I can show you, it was actually 65, I think they were giving me, so I could have gotten one game for like 80 games.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Because you know, I still celebrate my Xbox 360 catalog. So
Well, I
Yes,
can
every day.
expand it.
Yeah.
Every day I
greatly.
celebrate.
I do.
Well, no, you right now just celebrate Diablo 3.
I do.
By
Actually,
the way-
actually, you know what? I'm sorry, Michael. Hold on to that thought.
Go right ahead.
As you say, Diablo 3, yes, but I did jump back into about 2 hours worth of Grand
Crash
Theft Auto.
course.
Grand Theft Auto
Oh,
Online.
nice.
Yeah, just to see if my cars were still there. Run the oil through a
Of
little bit,
course, yeah.
start each
Patch
one,
up the oil
make
leaks.
sure. And you know what's funny is I actually this is how nerdy I am. I actually, after I got done driving a few cars, I was like, all right, this is old. Nobody was in the game. So I go back into this apartment that I bought in the game, and I spent about 20 minutes looking at all of the modeled light fixtures.
Oh, boy.
And then how the actual
Christ.
light bounce. I'm like, that is not how that. It was bad. I walked through there and I was just. Anyway,
That's
Shut this podcast
super
down.
funny.
Yeah.
That's. Hey,
I was
that's
We've
super
crossed the
nerdy.
barrier.
real quickly. I was just going to suggest. I thought a light bulb went off in my head. Mike is
What
so.
type of light bulb?
Yeah, and
so-
you need a new
yeah,
one?
I know.
It was an- it was an A19.
Mike Davis is so into Reaper of Souls on the 360. Colin is so into Reaper of Souls on. Well, I don't
On
know
the
if he's
PC.
so into it. I'm sure he's still tinkering.
You don't reach Paragon level 360 without being into it.
So well, yeah, I mean, but you get there and then maybe it trails off. But
I don't
anyways,
think I'll ever get there.
Mike Davis is never going to play it on a PC. However, Colin has a 360, and Mike Davis has 2 copies of the game. Maybe you want to lend him a copy
Dang, this is-
and have a friend.
This
Oh,
is
Hey,
this is
wait a minute.
This is destined for a misconnections on the Craigslist site. Now, this is like there you were with a 360 but no game. There
Yeah.
I was with 2 copies.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
Saw,
gosh.
saw you on my way home from work that day. Never said hi. I was
Shoot,
too-
man, just give me your fax number and I'll
Dude, I
Hey, give me your pager number and
I
we'll
see
hook
you
up.
at the very least once a week.
Yeah.
If you want to plug in, well, what's your character at? You were playing on the 360 with the other guys for a while, right?
No, I
No,
wasn't.
no.
Well, you know what? We'll go on some runs together. I'll power level you.
That's
Play
very
We'll
sweet.
play the shit out of that
Yeah.
game. Hell
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
If he's not too
I'm
busy
just
like
saying, I don't
doing
know, I
Barbie
thought-
girl stuff with his
You know,
If you're not too
character.
busy, like moving and things like that,
Yeah, that's true.
Gonna have to learn what it was like in previous patches again.
it's still pretty fun. I like it.
Yeah.
You know, I think half of it is I don't know what I'm missing with those new patches, but
Yeah.
so-
Ignorance is bliss.
No.
Exactly.
No.
Well, happy Halloween to all our listeners. Thanks for continually listening. What's up? Do you have
I
something?
had my thing I wanted to
No,
talk
Oh
about.
yeah, no,
do
please
it.
go.
Do
I
it.
thought you were doing that
No,
already.
no, I was trying to get to it, but I mean,
Yeah, no, we got time. What's up?
It probably won't take very long. I had a thing. Somebody mentioned on a Facebook post today. They had a conversation with a woman, and they had mentioned that something was being delivered or something was going to happen, and the woman mentioned, "Oh, it'll be a couple weeks." And my friend replied, "Oh, so 2 weeks then?" And she's like, "No, a couple weeks." And this kind of, and my friend was like, "Oh, 2 is a couple,
What
dummy."
the hell?
Yes.
Well, this brought up the question because I know like none of those couple, few, and several, they're not exact
Yeah.
measurements of time or whatever. And so I wanted to get your view on it because
Isn't a couple kind of
A couple's
pretty-
easy. Yeah, hey, they're a cute couple. Yeah.
Well, see, I always felt that like a couple, especially when it refers to some time periods, like delivery times. Like if somebody says, "Oh, it'll be in a couple weeks," or "I'll be there in a couple minutes," or "Here's a couple M&Ms," like it can be like 2 to 3.
Really? I thought it
No,
was 2.
that's
I thought
a
it was-
few.
No, see, this is what I was talking
two
about.
is a couple.
Yeah, I feel like 2 is a couple just because of how often it's used. Like, hey, look at that cute couple, and it's like a Mormon with his 2
Right.
wives.
Well,
Like,
a couple.
if I
that
was-
doesn't.
A couple is obviously 2.
If I'm at a Dodger
Yeah.
game and I ask the
Yeah.
hot dog vendor, "Can I have a couple of hot dogs?" He's going to give me 2.
yeah. Okay, and I say I'm going to be here in a couple minutes. Do you expect me to be here in 2 minutes exactly, or are you
Well,
thinking
but
2
I-
to 3 maybe?
But see, that's one
That's
of
a
those
decent
things.
example.
Yeah.
Because,
That is, but
I
that
can
doesn't-
see that.
But I mean, okay, that's fair to say. But when it comes to that, I feel that's always rounding when it
I
comes
think
to
it's
like.
I think that's a loose interpretation.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
then
think it's
I'll
very
text
loose.
someone and be like, "It's the same as saying I'll be there in a bit," or "I'll be there."
well, that's what I'm saying. None of these are exact sciences. People, I mean,
I guess
couple,
it's dependent what you're
Okay.
talking about then.
But if you said a couple weeks, I would expect it to be there in 2 weeks.
Yes,
now, if you say a
me
couple
too.
minutes, okay, then that's maybe a little bit more
And it
loose.
might be also reflective of the person. Because if the person's late and they say, "Hey, I'll be there in a couple minutes," they might just be like making
Yeah.
it sound good. So you're like,
Yeah.
"Okay, cool, he'll be here soon."
But if you stretch it out to a week and a couple weeks, I expect 2 weeks would be the
well,
result.
see, that, like if somebody, for instance, if you had ordered something online and they're like, "Oh, it's going to be here in a couple weeks," I'm thinking, okay, it's probably going to be here like 2 to 3 weeks.
14 business days.
See, I don't know. I've never thought of it as an exactitude like
But
that.
well, what online retailer would say a
no,
couple
no.
weeks?
I'm saying if you're asking somebody,
Okay.
like if I was asking you, "Hey, when is that getting delivered?" and you'd be like, "Oh, a couple weeks." I'm not expecting it to be 14 business days.
I'm gonna pick up your furniture. I'll be
less.
there in a couple
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I was-
obviously, you have to be exact because there's no actual definition for a couple meaning only
But
2.
but I think from my experience, you see
Interesting.
couple come up more often than a few and a bit in the sense of, hey, look, they look like a cute few. That doesn't mean they're a cute couple.
but a couple when it comes to a measurement and calling people in a relationship a couple, I think are different.
But that's an
words.
amount. I mean, it's if he's single, he's
Well,
not a couple.
I'm not looking at you and Lauren being like, "Oh, that's a couple," as in that's 2 people. I mean, they're together as a couple.
Okay,
see what
that's
I'm
It's
saying?
fair.
more like
That's
that's the
different.
definite. That's the
Yeah. I
definition.
guess
Is like is
from
like
my
a
experience,
pair.
though. Okay, that's fair. But from my experience, if I need clarification, if someone says it'll be there in it'll be there in a bit, I will be like, well, what exact time? If someone really does say a couple, from my experience, it oftentimes means 2. And that's my experience.
So yeah, and I would agree with that. And I would say take a few as 3, and
Yeah.
I take several as 5.
Yeah,
But I'd still
Probably
want
between 5 and
clarification
7.
past a couple because
Yeah.
of what my experience is. Yeah.
Because then, there's one, which is obviously or singular. There's a couple. There's a few. There's several, and then there's many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're
See, I
when
thought
you're
that I
getting
don't know
into-
why.
That's very
I don't know
interesting.
why, but I've
Adjective.
always because I don't know. I guess it depends on the situation. I think in most situations you say a couple, it's probably referring to 2. But like you're like, hey, can you hand me a couple M&Ms? Like, oh, here's one, here's two.
I
Like,
would give you 2 if you asked me for
Really?
a couple M&Ms. I would give you 2.
you would be so exact about it.
of course.
No, I would just
Because
I would
other-
just pour some in your
Yeah,
hand.
yeah.
I put-
See,
but-
But that's because. But see, now you're talking about is the person a giving person? Because if
Wow.
someone's like, hey, can I give you, can I get a couple hours of your time? And I'm like, well, yeah, if you need help moving, I'll just help you for a long time because I
Right,
want you to be
right.
okay. But
well, and
you know,
that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. It's not. To me, it doesn't always mean exactly 2.
Oh,
of
no,
whatever
no,
you're saying.
absolutely.
There's
I
like
hear
some
that.
leeway there.
But see, here's the thing: when someone says, "Hey, it'll be here in a couple weeks," my honest impression is it'll be here in 2 weeks or less.
Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense.
And that's honestly what I think.
And
of,
for me,
yeah.
like I would be like a couple weeks. Okay, it comes in 17 days. Like that would I would fall. That would
That's
fall under
fair.
a couple too.
I'd follow that up with a strongly worded letter to the.
But anyone that's going to use
Whoever
those
I was
terms when
doing.
it comes to time, obviously they're rounding.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's
exactly.
what really it is. It's like, okay, well, a couple weeks. It came in 15 days. I'm not going to be like, hey,
Yeah.
listen, you son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I'm going to give you a couple punches,
You
and by that
bastard.
I mean 50.
Yeah. Well,
'Cause
Sunday,
that's a couple.
Sunday's not a shipping day, so
Yeah.
Somebody-
so, yeah,
it was
take
weird.
No,
'cause-
no. We recently got an Amazon package on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, USPS is delivering on fucking
yeah.
Sundays.
Yeah.
Poor guys. To
They're doing
compete.
Amazon deliveries
Yeah,
on Sundays.
I've had stuff delivered on
Poor
Hey,
Sunday.
what are
guys.
you gonna do when you're like $7 billion in the hole? I guess you're gonna work
So
on Sundays.
Deliver
Okay.
on Sundays.
Wow.
Yeah.
So can we somebody actually said there were like 2 is a couple, 3 is a few, and 4 plus is several, which is
Okay.
ridiculous. No, I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I would almost agree with that.
I think a few goes from like 3 to 5. See, I think
Okay,
it's
that's
kind of
fine.
like loose.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've always thought several was like
5 to
over 5.
5 to 10.
Yeah, in that range.
Yeah.
And then you start getting into many.
and then you get to many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all of it is
where
to
do-
try to prove a point, though, and when you're trying to gauge, because you don't have an exact time.
Yeah.
So it's like you slowly go into that realm of like further and further down this like ambiguous vocabulary of time. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, it's gonna be a long bit.
What
And you're
about,
like, what does
uh,
that mean? Like,
What about a shit ton? How many is that?
that's the biggest for me. That's infinity.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
M&M's.
That's
somebody-
a phrase
yeah.
that I've adopted
Yeah.
very
You're
like,
lovingly.
Oh no, and I've used that for so long. Like, where does that come from? Like, man, there's a shit ton.
Yeah.
I was there like a shit ton of time. You know,
Well, I think it's.
Were you there 2,000 hours?
Yeah.
a
I think
ton
it's
is
like-
2,000.
I was there a shit ton, dude.
Have
Not
you-
2,000.
Okay, so have you guys? You guys have all seen that video on YouTube, right? The many uses of the word fuck.
Oh, yeah.
No, yes,
not.
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god,
You've
it's
never
so
I
funny.
did not see that a shit ton of times.
Oh man, I'm gonna
All
punch
right.
you a shit
All
ton.
I did not see that a couple times. I did not see that a few times.
You need to watch that several
I did not
times.
see that one single time.
You need to watch that several times.
Several times.
Yeah.
the
I'm
many uses of fuck.
the many uses
It's
of
so
the word
funny.
fuck, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's
I gotta
Wow, that's a
fucking
classic.
see that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
I can't believe you haven't seen that.
We should have watched it beforehand. We'll watch it after.
Yeah.
but
It's good.
I
I
gotta
would
see that Jim Carrey. Oh, I'm sorry.
I would assume that the word shit could be applied the same way
Yeah.
as that.
Probably,
You know,
yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
the
yeah.
many uses of
you know,
shit.
to take a shit, to give a shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, I think
Oh,
I've
man.
seen this. I've
Punch your
seen this.
shit.
Hey, how much
Yeah.
does it weigh? It weighs a
A
shitload.
shitload, a shit ton. Yeah.
Weirdly enough, I always thought. I mean, we all say it, but that phrase "take a shit," like you're not
Oh
shitting.
yeah, my
leave-
car took a
Right.
shit on
Where are
me.
you going to take
You're
it?
not
Leave a
Yeah.
shit.
No, yeah, you're not taking a shit. No,
Right,
what are you
yeah.
doing right now? I'm taking a shit.
I'm
You're
gonna
like,
go
oh,
drop-
really? You like
Yeah.
picking it up out of the toilet and
Drop
putting it up
the
your
I'm
ass?
taking the
Like,
time to take a shit. I guess they
yeah.
cut it down a little bit.
That's a
Maybe,
George
yeah.
Carlin bit.
yeah, I think it was. He's like, I'm giving a shit, or you're like, I'm leaving a shit. whatever.
I'm leaving a shit. Yeah.
Hey, what are you up
I'll
to
tell
right
you.
now? I'm not giving a shit. Well, that's rude.
Yeah,
No, I'm not. I'm not
Yeah.
shitting right now. So I'm
I'm not
I'm not giving one.
So what are you doing?
Donating a shit to the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah, dropping off the kids.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, well,
I'm
you
glad
know
we
what?
got that
I
out.
mean, the listeners need to talk. Tell us what you think.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Give us a couple examples.
Yeah.
Or several.
Or several.
Yeah, or a shit ton.
Yeah.
You know what I
Or one.
For some reason, you know what I thought you were going to bring up? I thought you were going to bring up, hey, if you see somebody with their fly down, do you point that out to them? And I don't know why.
Really?
I don't know why I thought you were going to go there. Or if you see somebody with something in their tooth, like a friend, if you see somebody with something in their tooth or their fly
Yes.
down, do you bring it up to
Please
them?
do.
It depends.
Yeah.
Please
Oh,
do.
We should save this conversation for next week.
Maybe
Okay.
we'll have to bring it
got
up.
a
Maybe
response.
I'll respond right now. Yes, but you have to be good at it.
I say
You gotta pull them aside.
I say it depends on if they're a dick or not. If they're like an asshole, like if you care,
No, a
obviously,
friend.
Yeah.
Oh, a friend,
Your
Yeah,
asshole
hell yeah.
friend.
Hell yeah!
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you pull him off.
He's
to the
my
side.
friend, but he's a total asshole.
Yeah,
so
you
I'm-
man. Yeah, put him
I'm
off
just
to the
gonna
I'm
I
side.
telling
fucking
you.
hate that guy,
But
that
hey, listen,
friend of mine.
There's a strategy there. You're like, hey, listen, man. Your flight's 10.
Yeah,
And he's a
I
total
was-
dick. He's like, thanks, brother.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's not a dick.
I wasn't
Boom, bango.
Hey.
Yeah, that's...
Hey, you afraid of heights?
It's breezy in
Yeah.
here.
Your
Right?
fly is.
Hey, you selling hot dogs? You selling hot dogs over there?
Or what I'll tell people back in the day at my old job was like, hey, you got bats in the cave, or you got clouds in the sky. That means you had
Oh
boogers.
yeah. Clouds in the
And
sky.
like, hey, you got clouds in the sky. Just so you know. It's like, thanks, brother. And then they
I've
get
heard the
that out.
bats, not the clouds.
Yeah,
Clouds
there's-
in the
you
sky.
got clouds in the sky.
Meaning you, hey,
Where,
bro, that
wait,
you still
wait,
got
where
a
were
lot
the
of,
boogers on the lip?
you still got a lot of,
I mean,
coming out of the
honestly, at that
nose,
point,
or-
it's like you just get
Yeah.
it done. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I mean, like you have several clouds in the sky.
You have
get it done.
stalactites
You have
forming
clouds
in the
on your
cave.
lips.
I would have thought clouds in the sky would have been reference to like cocaine or something. Like,
Oh,
Hey
yeah,
man, you just
yeah.
you know, clouds in the sky.
It's like, hey, you got clouds in the sky, and he's like, oh yeah, you want to go
Or I can, or I
like,
can
no, you
tell
got
you're
boogers
fucking high
up your
right now.
nose.
Go
Hey,
the
you're on
fuck in the
cocaine.
back.
You're on cocaine. Yeah, that's way better.
Are you
Cocaine's a
on
hell
the,
of a drug.
Hey, stop
cocaine?
all the coke at work, all right? God damn it.
You just say that across the room.
Hey, quit doing all that coke in the bathroom, Johnny.
Oh man, well with that,
Yeah, why's it got to be the guy from Karate Kid?
yeah, or that robot number 5.
Yes, the
Yeah.
him too.
Stop doing all the coke, Johnny.
Somebody get him a body bag with all the cocaine.
Put yourself in a body bag.
All right, well,
Stay nerdy.
and stay dirty, but also podcast at condograyskull.com.
Oh, yeah, right.
Facebook, obviously.
.com won't
Twitter.
get you anywhere.
.com won't,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's probably
Ooh,
there.
we should
if you
get,
guys don't
we
have
should
that,
get that top level domain.
Have you guys ever Googled,
Condoggrayskull.com.
have you ever Googled us? Google Condo Grayskull.
Yeah, it's pretty
and
awesome,
see what
actually.
comes up.
Oh, shit.
We
Do
are
we just
actually
dominate everything?
Yeah, we're pretty high up.
Mike's
Well,
been
it's all
get-
that
Mike's been-
SEO.
We
Yeah,
better
Mike's
be.
been getting on the SEO.
A
and
lot of my artwork comes straight up.
yeah, absolutely.
It's I'd say it's the first several
yeah.
in the search results.
There's not a lot of things
As
that
it
even
should.
rhyme with that.
As it
Yeah.
should.
It's,
Yeah.
it's pretty specific.
Google
but-
recognizes.
All right, well, stay nerdy.
Stay
And stay dirty.
dirty.
doity.